Everybody, everybody, everybody.
I'm a rapper, I'm not a poet. Poet, I'm not a rapper. Guess it's opposite there, cause you niggas just got it backwards. Got me sick to my stomach. Go up on my lantern. New trio is Frio, the most terrible tandem. Deliver shock value, but no, not Timberlanding. Critical observation alerting you ambulances. Clap on and clap off. Rap on and rap off. Hard times for hard rhymes, that concrete, that asphalt. If I did look twice, I guess that's her asphalt. May I assist you and score, get my pass out. Matter of fact, it's what you need. Need some rest, you just fatigued. See, technically I'm filing Mrs. Wallace, I'm Rashid. Know this beat is a banger, have no reason for anger. If I'm slightly deterred, you know I'm giving the finger. I'm a savage like Corey, but not in need of Topanga. Right like 90 degrees, you in the need of an angle.
Welcome to the Free Lunch Podcast. This is your boy Tight, and I got Big Jeezy with me. What goes on?
Hey. You already know what it is. Free Lunch Podcast. What's happening?
Man, it's the holiday season. You got all your holiday shopping going, man?
Nope.
Done?
Nope. I haven't even started. I'm last minute. I do better under pressure. So I'm usually Christmas Eve, or Christmas Eve is when I go to work. But I don't know, man. You know, we got all this stuff going on. We blacking out this year, so I really haven't been too enthusiastic about any of the shopping parts, so it might just be gift cards all around this time.
So by the time we drop this podcast, you realize it's going to be Christmas Day.
Christmas Day 2014.
Yeah, so the question is, will your loved ones have a gift? I shopped on Black Friday.
We know. We already know what you did.
I went shopping on Black Friday. So
the people still talking about you.
what they say?
that you were too eager to get to them deals.
Yeah,
you were too eager to get to them deals. You couldn't understand why somebody would miss out on them Black Friday, Great Thursday deals. So
that's
yeah, people still talking about
that's the best shopping day of the year.
When the best deals is.
Yes. You can find out on Christmas Eve, and you gonna spend premium money. Get what? That same shirt you bought, I bought it for half price. That same shirt you finna buy,
man. That's why people be in that thing riding, boy. I seen some clips on the social media, Facebook, Instagram. People tearing them stores up, and everybody else to get them deals.
That's wild. Nah. I don't do the major stores. Now I don't do the Walmarts and the Targets, and I'm not finna fight you for no 50-inch. I'm not finna fight you for no HD 50-inch TV. No,
I'm talking about at midnight, baby. Hide your kids, hide your wife, cause they might leave out there with elbow. Them folks serious about Black Friday.
So by the time this drops, Christmas Day, I'll be done. Went hunting. I'll be done drove through Selma.
Mm-hmm.
You think I can get some of them green?
Oh yeah, man. We got plenty. To go around.
So I'm gonna roll through Selma.
You.
Can I get some of them green to take down to my mama, and so we can cook them for Christmas Day?
I got you. You can go right on out there and get what you want.
Okay.
That's what the community garden is for.
Okay.
So whatever you want, like my grandmama would say, help yourself. Help yourself. Help yourself.
So this is a special edition. Because, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be, by the time this one get dropped, it's going to actually be Christmas Day. And for today's episode, I kind of wanted to do a little reminiscing, talk about some of our fun memories, maybe even do a top 5. Shout out to Chris Rock for top 5. But secondly, really just talk about the whole reason for the season, as they say. You know, I used to go to children's church. LWCC, Living Word Christian Center. The adults went to adult church and the children went to children's church, and we would talk about.
Did they play a?
Go ahead.
Did they play a song for y'all to walk out?
No, man, I ain't talking about the
They
choir.
didn't
I'm
play
not
like
talking
Jesus
about the
love the
choir.
little children or nothing like that for y'all to go to the other.
Yeah, we did, but
The other, sanctuary?
Yeah, they did. They would play the song, and then I know Jesus loved little children on sign language. That was one of our sign language songs.
Y'all used to sign y'all way out.
You so silly.
I can see it now.
You so silly, dude.
The little children marching now sign languages. Jesus loved little children. Silent.
But you
Okay.
you just had me reminiscing because I forgot how. Yeah, we would literally be in the sanctuary with the grown folks, and there had to be a moment where all the kids would leave, and there was a song or something that would happen where we would be escorted to children's church. So you brought back some memories just then. But during those children's church days, you know, they would talk about the reason for the season. So for 2014 podcast, which would be this isn't, you know what, I was just thinking, this is not the last podcast of the year, but this would be the second to the last podcast of 2014. We kind of want to talk about the reason for the season. Is that okay?
All right.
But before we even do that, you know what time it is.
You got to give us one
I
for
got
the
to
holiday.
But you know what though? You know what?
What?
I got a few on the last one. I got a few of the listeners. They kind of shouted me out and say, "Hey, I hear your voice." So
They did?
They did. And so I kind of been practicing for the day. Went to vocal practice. Been clearing my throat. Been anticipating this moment.
So this about to be a ballad then. You had to practice and get vocal coaching. You about to take us there.
La 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 la.
Buckle up, people.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? And this child that you delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know? What'd you think?
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's real solemn.
I appreciate
You
it.
you're doing the doggone thing.
Well, I'm trying to take this whole do it for the vine thing seriously. But
This week.
This week.
Yeah, okay.
But I chose that song because at the end of the day, you know, I kind of mentioned children's church and I kind of mentioned the reason for the season. And I think that for those of us that are Christians or for those of us that, you know, believe that this time of year is for a reason, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about Jesus Christ. And so just to really give some context to what we kind of want to talk about today, I kind of want to give a story kind of surrounding this whole topic and how we came up with this whole idea as a topic. So I kind of want to tell a story about this young lady that rides the bus with me pretty much daily. and one day I was sparking up a conversation and was asking her about her boyfriend because I saw her and her boyfriend together, and he was carrying her furniture up to her apartment. And so I was asking her how he was doing, and then she told me he was doing fine, but she told me she was on strike. And so we got into this whole, she was on strike for cooking. And so we got into this whole debate about cooking, and she talked about how she had cooked for him each and every day, every weekend, because they would see each other on the weekends. And so she was on strike because she said she wasn't doing anymore. And really not to make this conversation about him and her, or to make this conversation about women and relationships. We kind of got on this tangent about her cooking and her doing it with a cheerful heart. You know, really asking, what was your intent when you did cook for him? You know, did you do it out of routine, or did you do it from a cheerful heart? And so the reason I bring that particular story up is because it kind of reminds me of the reason for the season, right? And as I've gone to church the last few weeks, a lot of the conversation and a lot of the topics have been around the story of Jesus, his birth, and, you know, Easter is going to be about his resurrection. But I really wanted to focus on the reason for the season and this whole idea around giving, and get your thoughts and get your feedback on this idea of giving, and get your opinion. Because for those of us that read the Bible, the Holy Bible, there are verses that kind of talk about, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. But that word gave. And then Mary, you know, for the song that I chose, Mary delivered her son. And she essentially gave her son for you and I deliverance. When Jesus went on Calvary, he kind of sacrificed himself for us. So he essentially gave himself on our behalf, and the name Jesus actually means delivered, to deliver, to rescue. So he kind of gave himself for us, and also God loves a cheerful giver. So really just wanted to get your thoughts on this whole idea of giving, and your thoughts on this whole idea of the reason for the season.
When I think about it, you actually said it in your opening. In giving, there is sacrifice, and I think that is what makes this whole concept of giving so powerful, is because what it is saying is that I'm willing to remove myself from this present moment and give you something, whether it be a physical gift, or whether it be time or money, or whatever you want to look at. It's sacrificing yourself and your own personal desires to accommodate or offer up something to someone else that may better their current position. So that's a very powerful concept. And for me, it's almost like supernatural, because it's working against that normal or that natural tendency to try to get more for yourself, that selfishness that exists, to where you just want to get as much as you can to make your own thing better, without having any regard or any care or respect for what those around you might have or might even need. So this season, this whole Christmas, the holiday, the season of giving is very humbling, no doubt, but it is something that does put us in a mind frame of reflecting and looking at, what are we doing in terms of, are we giving? What are we doing with the gifts that have been given to us? How are we using those things, and how are we pushing those possessions forward? So for me, this time is just a moment of course, reflecting, appreciating what I have, but also looking at what more can I give? What more can I share with my loved ones and my friends and family, or just people that I come into contact in day-to-day life. So that's how I feel about it. And you know, that's what I feel like the focus should be, not only for the holiday, but just every day. Our focus should be on giving of ourselves and sacrificing for one another, being willing to help each other out.
But let's talk about this word cheerful giver, right? Because I'm old school in a lot of ways, and right around offering time, you know, the pastor they would recite that verse. God loves a cheerful giver, and then they would play the cheerful giver music, you know, to encourage tithes and offering.
The more you give, the more he gives to you.
The more you give, the more he gives to you. You know the song. And and I was sitting here thinking about that word cheerful, because it kind of relates back to the story I told you a minute ago, where in a lot of ways the young lady that was talking about cooking, and she was doing it out of routine versus from the heart. And so in a lot of ways, I kind of question, even during this particular time of year, when we are giving gifts and we are receiving gifts, and you'll see the young people on the bicycles this time of year, because every bicycle in Walmart will be purchased. But how much of that, or even for the gift that you give to your significant other or your significant others, how many of those gifts are really done from a place of cheerfulness, from a place of, I'm really grateful, I'm really thankful, I'm really appreciative, removing myself, kind of surrendering and just saying, hey, I give myself to you.
I think it's still a lot of people operating from that place of cheerful giving. They just from the depths of their heart, they want to give something. They want to share something. Whether, you know, for me, like my coworkers, they've even done a 12 days of Christmas where each person brings a dish or something, and we all get a chance to sit down and eat together collectively. So for the most part, I think people are giving from that place of just wanting to put a smile on somebody else's face, or, you know, bring some joy to another person's heart, provide something that person may not have or could not have access to, and you've got this other person that can't help them. But to what you're talking about, you got to know that to some degree, some of what we see is just going through the motions. Or because it's Christmas, I got to go and buy gifts for my kids. I got to go buy things for my significant other just because of the time and the place, which I feel like takes away from the essence of whatever it is that you're giving, because it seems to me it would lose some of its genuineness, and it wouldn't really be coming from a honest and a completely loving place.
Do you have any fond memories of Christmas? So on this particular day when we drop this podcast, are there any traditions or anything that you'll be doing at the particular time we drop this particular podcast?
Yeah, I have many. And some of those memories, you know, they still bring smile and laughs to your face, but then some of those memories make it hard because some of the people that you shared those memories with may not be here in the land of living with us. But one of my biggest memories are those times of going to a small place called Gordo, Alabama, going to grandma's house, and you know it's going to be food for days. It's going to be fellowship with family. You're going to, up to a certain age, you're going to be loaded down with gifts because all of your aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff are going to be giving you toys and books and all those kind of things. But just that day, man, it just seemed like those days were always sunny. The weather was always just right. And it was a good time that you looked forward to, because you know that it was going to be filled with you getting stuff. It was going to be filled with you getting the opportunity to play with your cousins that you might not have seen for a few months or so. So it just was always a good time that you counted down. School, we were always drawing Santa Claus and eating candy and decorating trees and stuff. So it was just this big build up. From the time December rolled around, it was just a countdown to Christmas Day. And so those are those fun memories that I have as a kid as it relates to Christmas Day, and what we would do. Plenty turkey, plenty mashed potatoes, and macaroni and cheese. Lord. and them homemade biscuits. Yes, sir. Homemade rolls, I should say.
And I was sitting here because when you started reminiscing, it kind of made me think some of my memories, right? So leading up to, it was funny because leading up to Christmas, I can remember as a kid, my mom would work at a drugstore called Eckert's, and they would have a coloring contest, and so the coloring contest would be, you would color a reindeer or you would color Santa Claus or what have you. And so she would bring us home the pictures to color, and we would present our pictures, myself and my sister. I'm not sure if my older brother participated, but we would, as a little kid, you would kind of highlight the outlining. You would use a crayon to highlight that to make that stand out, and then you would color the inside of it, huh? Talk to me now.
I was just saying, you're right. You're right.
we thought we were professional colors. we didn't win. We didn't win. We didn't win one year. Not 1 year. Well, you can tell.
Tried.
You can tell me nothing, but that was just one of those memories that we would do as elementary students. We would enter the coloring contest. And another memory I have, and you might find this funny, but I've been a prankster since I was growing up. But post understanding Santa Claus, because I don't want little kids listening to this and being frightened. But post understanding Santa Claus, for you adults that understand what I'm saying, what we would do as a prank, or what I would do as a prank, is the local news station would come on about 10 o'clock Central Time. We would watch the news. But during the weather segment, the weatherman would say he sees Santa Claus. And Santa Claus is circling Mobile, but he is not going to land until all the kids have gone to sleep. So I would call the local news station. Why you laugh?
You had to check in, tell him you were headed to bed.
No, I would call and say, where is he at? Where is Santa Claus? They say he's circling Mobile. I would say, well, when is he going to land? Well, you got to go to bed. Well, I said, I got to see him. So I would call a local news station as a prank and for entertainment. And until this day, that's one of those things that I kind of remember, and I kind of reminisce on, because I know when my brother and my sister listen to this particular podcast, they gonna remember, and they probably gonna fall out laughing, because I would literally call the local news station WALA Fox 10 News.
That's interesting, man. And I guess that shows how the community was kind of involved in that whole process. Because do they still keep Santa Claus on the radar, or has Santa Claus retired?
No,
Santa
that's a good question.
They still do it now?
I don't know, because I definitely will report on our next podcast that we do post Christmas to let you know, because I will be in Mobile, Alabama on that particular night. But that would be interesting, because during that time I would literally, we would watch the newspaper, we would watch the news station at 10 o'clock Central, and they would show a little icon of Santa Claus circling Mobile. But he would say he not going to, Santa Claus refuses to land until the children go to bed.
Santa Claus in retirement, man. Santa Claus been in retirement since 2005.
Do kids today have those type of memories?
I don't know, but I don't think so, though. I don't think so. I think kids are way more advanced and hip to the game. So I'll have to ask some of my smaller cousins, but it seems like it's been ages since I heard them say anything about Santa Claus or anything like that, which is fine, because I remember how I discovered going that closet to see all that stuff stacked up in that closet. Be like, hell yeah, I got it.
I never forget.
Sorry, Mom.
Exactly. I never forget when I discovered it. I remember till this day we was actually, you get out early for the Christmas holidays. So me, my sister, and my brother, we were all at home, and we wasn't even snooping around. We were just playing a simple game of hide and seek. Why? Why did you go hide in your parents' closet?
The gold mine.
That's the gold mine, and I never forget it to this day. And on that particular Christmas, I wanted, I don't know if you remember this, but they had this hover round kind of ordeal, a remote control hover round, where you're supposed to put it in the water, and you would put it in the water and use your remote control, and it would essentially float on water, remote control. And on that particular day, on that day that I hid in the closet, it was there. But then on Christmas, it wasn't there.
It wasn't for you. It wasn't for you.
It was for me, but it was returned. It was returned because, answer this question: where in the world am I going to use a remote control hover round in Mobile?
Oh, man.
I wanted something that you couldn't even use. I was going to play with it in the bathtub.
Yeah.
So that was
limited.
That was replaced. Let me tell you this one now. That was replaced with a red remote control Lamborghini. Okay. And I will never forget that red remote control Lamborghini. Probably one of my most favorite gifts I've ever received. And I can recall me getting the remote control Lamborghini red. It was beautiful. Beautiful. And my brother getting the remote control, one of those what you call those remote control cars that like what you call them, racing cars that is not at the Talladega, but it's at the mother kind of racing car, real fast. F1.
Drag car?
No, not a drag car. It was like an F1.
The Formula.
Yeah,
the Formula.
Yeah, my brother got
Formula
a Formula One car, race car.
Mm-hmm.
So we done set it up to where we gonna race. And so I got the red Lamborghini. He got the Formula One car. We in the middle of the street about to race the car. Well, my car lost. So what I do? I'm mad. I go take it and put it underneath the water sink to rinse it off because I'm mad.
You didn't drain it. You killed it.
I done broke it. BG, I done broke it.
You kid. It been a minute. Was that on Christmas Day?
Christmas Day? No, that wasn't on
been a
Christmas Day.
minute.
That wasn't on Christmas Day. That was during that Christmas break. So within the 2 weeks when we go back to school, I done broke the remote control car. But those are some of my fun.
It been a minute children that destroyed their Christmas gift that day.
Yeah.
They only get a couple of hours worth of work, and then it broke. Yeah.
So
my
that
favorite.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say some of my favorite. If you talking about it, one year I got a Harlem Globetrotter basketball uniform, the jersey, and the red and white striped shorts. Now they're back in the 80s, so they was short. But that was my first game shorts when I was playing at the Y. Shit, I had the red and white stripe, baby. All the other boys had regular colors on. I'm out there flexing on them. F5, red and white. The only. Now check this. I'm the only brother in the league now, so I got to go out there and represent.
You got the red and white.
The red and white. And there are pictures. I got pictures. I might have to do a throwback Thursday. The other boys out there with sweatpants is on and all that kind of stuff. I'm killing them with the red and white, boy.
You thought you were balling? You were balling?
I was out there. I had to represent. I had to channel my inner Magic and Michael Jordan. Let them know what time it was.
Did you ask for that, or that wasn't the outfit?
Hey, that's what I wanted, man. Because at that time, I think the Harlem Globe, they might even had a Harlem Globetrotters cartoon that was still showing or whatnot. That's what I wanted. And that's what I got, too. I sure did. I got that. I got a Power Wheel. The thing that used to plug up and charge the battery up, but you could ride around in it.
I remember.
Had a black 3-wheeler.
A black 3-wheeler?
Chill. Black 3-wheeler.
I ain't never get a Power Wheel. I ain't never get one.
Man, that thing was everything. That battery would die on you, and that would be sad when you had to go charge it up. But that was straight.
Did you ever get a bike on Christmas?
Huh?
Did you ever get a bike on Christmas?
Oh yeah, I got bike.
Oh, okay. That BMX bike is probably one of my most memorable bikes I've ever. I mean, that's probably the best bike. I had a BMX dirt bike. BG. Mm-hmm. Man, that BMX dirt bike was with the shits in it. But one day my cousin and them was over. So I got 2 sets of cousins that essentially, it was 3. On my dad's side, I got my 3 sets of cousins. Shout out to, I don't know if I should say their name, for Alexis, Kenyatta, and Lawrence. And then on my mom's side, shout out to Shantae, Crystal, and Courtney. And one of my cousins on my mom's side was riding my BMX bike. And you would think she knew how to ride the bike because she said she knew how to ride the bike. Long story short, she get on the bike, and next thing you know, I ain't got no brakes. She off
the bike.
She done ran it down. She done ran into a car riding down that same street. I was racing my brother earlier in the day. She done hit the car.
Moving.
Yes. She done literally hit the car. So she done hopped up and it's one of them, you know how you get hit or something happened to you, you hop up like ain't nothing wrong with you and you run. She done
take out running.
She done got hit by a car.
That adrenaline kicked in.
She done got hit by a car. I'm okay. No, your foot ain't. You done got hit by a car. I'm okay. We were scared to death. Looking back, I can laugh out loud, but at that particular moment, man, we were scared to death.
Bikes was dangerous back in the day. In a bike accident.
Definitely.
At that stage in the game. So yeah, those are those fun memories.
Man, put your sister on blast, man. What are some of her memories, dog?
No. I can't really recall anything
Did she get the kitchen
right
set?
now on the spot.
Did she get the kitchen
So-
set? Did she get the kitchen set?
Oh yeah, they had the kitchen set. Um, I can't remember the name of it, but it was advanced, dude. The way you could of course, cook real stuff on the whole kitchen thing. So she was very adamant about that. She gonna probably kill me for telling it. But
You gotta put
that
on
was
plan.
big.
Did she
They had,
did she get the easy bake oven?
that's what it was. Easy bake. Easy, but it was because they had the old school easy bake, but then they modified it by the time she came around, and they had really decked that thing out the way it was official. So I can remember that being big on her list. And she did the Barbie. She had the Barbie thing, and it was something else that was real big. Whatever that was, it was like a pet. It was a pet, but it was a electronic hand game type thing. I can't remember what the name of that thing was
I
called.
know what you're talking about. One of them. It was like a pet, like you were taking care of it.
Yeah,
but it was like on your. It was like an electronic thing that I know.
Game.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Something like that. So those are the things that I can remember that were big on her list that she really, really wanted when she was a small kid. But all things change. So now all you gotta do is give her some change and she'll be all right. That's all she want, money.
I'm gonna put my siblings on blast. So my brother Ronald, he had the. You ever watch the commercial with the Bud Light commercials now that they showing with the electronic football game?
The Bud Bowl?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He had one of them electronic men that you would just.
The one that you just shake?
Yeah, you would.
Man, I had one of them. My cousin passed that thing down. Boy, I used to go down on that vibrating football field.
How you play? But
You just let them shake. You just let them shake it out. And if one of the other men get close to the man that got the ball, that's a tackle.
That's a tackle. You
gotta put a paper, and I didn't have the ball, so you know how you get a hand-me-down gift, you get half the stuff. So I had the football field and the men with no football.
Oh man, you would.
So I had to use some paper. I had to use some paper for the football.
You would sit there. And you would try to make a man run straight. You know how if at the bottom of it, you could turn the bottom of it, try to see if it's gonna go straight or gonna go sideways. Cause you get mad when he run out of bounds. What you run out of bounds for?
His momentum carried him out of bounds. Yeah, I know about that. So he had Ron had one of them.
Yeah, man. Ron had one of them, and then my sister Krista. Two things that I can remember her having. So for those that don't know, my sister she was a baller. Now she could hoop. So we got a basketball goal, and we would go outside, and it would be me and my dad versus my sister and my brother. And I kind of believe in a lot of ways that's where she got a game from, because I was coined the Karl Malone because I would bag her down. So I can remember hooping with my sister on them days, and then she also got that bike, so she would kind of ride with us when we got our BMX bike. She would hang with us, so and she got the kitchen set. She got the kitchen set. Word on the street is that Santa Claus gonna bring my niece a kitchen set. So on this particular day when I play this particular podcast with the family, my niece Peyton, she may be playing on her kitchen set on that particular day. So I'm excited, man. I'll be in Mobile, and and right around this time we'll be spending time with friends and family.
Christmas is different for us now than it was. We're not really anticipating the gifts and all that stuff as much. But then you had this cycle of kids and younger family members, and some of our friends have their own kids, and I just feel like that's just a rejuvenation of that Christmas spirit as we think about it. And in the midst of all of the all of the other stuff that's kind of been going on around us in these last couple of months and stuff that have really, drained us spiritually and socially. It's good to know that you can still go back to that place of your family and friends and share and really get into the real reason behind the season. And like we talked about in the opening, is just giving from that cheerful place and that desire to want to extend your hand and extend your graciousness and appreciation to the people that matter most to you, and lifting other people up. And so that's what it's all about. And I think when all else, when the stress of how much money you're spending and all that type of stuff falls upon you, if you just kind of looked at that, then it makes it all worthwhile. And for me, it does bring about a certain piece of joy knowing that, that you're able to give of yourself to other people, and then that other people are willing to do the same thing for you.
It is, and kind of to piggyback off of what you just said, and as I kind of sit here and reflect and reminisce on those days, I think that it's important to really cherish those moments and to really find a way to cherish those memories, because time is forever moving. And I was kind of thinking today, this will be the first Christmas that we don't have our grandmother. So for those that have been listening to the podcast, I kind of did a tribute to my grandmother when I sung the Golden Girls. She passed this year, and she was 94. And from our family memory, we would essentially, on my mom's side, we would go to my grandmother's house, and we would spend time over at my grandmother's house. And no matter how old you were, no matter who you were, her annual gift was $2. She would give all her grandchildren $2. You could be 18 years old. She gonna give you $2. You could be 5 years old. She gonna give you $2 because that was her gift. And I was sitting here reflecting, and I think to kind of keep that tradition going for all the grandchildren, I think my gift to them is gonna be $2. Because it kind of shows reverence to her. And to that kind of that tradition, that kind of memory that's instilled in me. And it's interesting because I don't get a chance to go home that often. So for me to be able to go home and spend time with essentially a generation that I don't know, when they see me, all they hear is sit down, because I'm the uncle or I'm the older cousin that tell everybody they need to sit down or they need to close that door because you letting all the air out. And I do that because it's all in good and fun for me, but to them it's kind of me showing them a little discipline and just being a little strict on them. But to keep that memory alive, by the time we release this particular podcast, each of them will have a $2 gift.
We're in that place of carrying traditions forward and creating those same memories that our grandparents and uncles and aunts have created for us prior to. Like, we're now transitioning into that, to where we stand to do the same thing. And this will be another talk for another podcast as it relates to our roles in leadership. People, 80s babies, 30-year-olds and up, moving into that next phase of our lives, to where people are going to be relying on us and looking to us for examples and leadership and guidance and things of that nature. So it's good. It's good that you are willing to carry that forward, because that's going to mean a lot to one of your younger nieces and nephews and other younger family members looking up to you. So that's where we are, and that's what it's about, this whole cycle and circle of life. is doing for those what was done for us.
You know, this was a good podcast to me because it kind of was a reminiscence. We touched on at the beginning, and this whole idea of the reason for the season, and just really understanding why we're doing this, but at the same time, not only why we're doing this, but understanding that the whole reason for the season is to be a cheerful giver and really to do it from the heart and do something and that you really believe in and something that you're really passionate about and just be a cheerful giver, but also create those memories as we discussed earlier. Anything you want to leave us with?
No, man, I just pray that everybody have a blessed holiday. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your friends, enjoy your family, and let's get ready to go into this new year fired up, energized, and ready to push this New South movement to the next level.
And there you have it. How can the people reach us?
2015 is bringing about some new things. We got the FreeLunchPodcast.com coming to you soon. Drop by there and see what's going to be popping January 2015. Also in between time, got FreeLunchPodcast.blogspot.com for podcasts and blogs. Also on Instagram, follow us, Free Lunch Podcast, and on Twitter, commentary, Free Lunch Pod C.
And there you have it.
And there it is.
Can I take us out?
Take us out.
You sure?
Get to him.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? And this child that you delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know? And we out. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Like podcast out here.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together this Christmas. The fireside is blazing bright, we're caroling through the night, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Presents and cards are here, my world is filled with cheer and you. This Christmas, and as I look around, your eyes outshine the town they do. This Christmas, fireside is blazing bright, we're caroling through the night, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me, yeah. Shake a hand now. special Christmas.